You're the best. I hear you.
Service and special assistant to the mayor. Service and special assistant to the mayor. The item on the agenda today is 2023-21, the permanent budget. I sent to everyone my list of proposals, as well as a Parks and Recreation in this package of amendments. In terms of additions, we have 50,000 starting for our new CIC. Put it up if there's anyone who wants to put it up. If there's anyone who wants me to clarify anything about these or wants to discuss. Mr. Lumpert?
Yeah, so you said you were in favor or not in favor of the additional ones leaving in?
The ones at the bottom that I've labeled retained out-of-state training, I think in terms of chief of police has training, and then the public safety director also. I believe hers involve in-state events as well as
continuing education that credits that he gets at one of those conferences.
He did go last year.
Okay. That's all I had on the travel. What was that?
okay.
Thanks.
225
Got
if
it.
we remove that. 225
Got
if
it.
we remove that.
Okay, thank you.
So I was made aware just about an hour ago that there is one other item that we have.
Program resources to our residents here in the city of Homestead. We believe that it offers a good value, a lot of technical assistance, and has represented millions of dollars of investment in our housing stock over the time in which we have been part of that program. Corrected by Mr. Sterling. He's got the full spreadsheet book there.
He's looking up the detail, but it would be in economic development. That's planning and economic development. That's where it's always been. So it wouldn't be in another department. So
Initial scope that we think we can accomplish with 35,000.
Through the chair to Mr. Lindbergh, I believe that is just getting the nuts and bolts together, seating our board, getting bylaws drafted and adopted, engaging in community-based grants for things like neighborhood signage and those types of things. So that's what that initial appropriation was.
So just to follow up, so the SOQ that we're talking about for strategic services and tenure planning, that's all.
And I actually worked out a pilot program that I then turned over to the then planning director, Lieber. So we were able to take a small number of our residents, in a pilot program for a very reduced fee, and it was so well. So we do have a good market for that. So I would like to say continue, and then the rollover that Director Upton is talking about that could potentially be for beautification. Right now, in the historic district, there is no budget or funding at all for any kind of better signage, beautification of that area. So that is just one area, for example, that could, use a little help. And I think Mr. Lippert, you're on the Landmarks Commission, and you know how difficult it is.
15,000 for the Heritage Home program here, and keeping the ordinance as amended the same. If everyone else is okay pursuing that one.
And Mr. Chair, I'm good. I would like to just get more details when we actually execute those funds and what they get used for, whether that all goes to stand up or if there's other, so we get an idea, right? We're pretty meticulous of like what do you need it for, and then this is like, well, we need 35 to stand it up. So I get it. This is a new program. We don't exactly know what it costs, but Chief Wagner had gone on extensively extensively how he was looking forward to that for his department, and fire, and I believe wastewater and service are all part of that process, so, I would hope that we in the future look at, potentially, if we're looking to save costs, look at something that's maybe a new service or a new asset that we'd look to cut, as opposed to something that could potentially provide cost savings going forward, so.
Move to amend 2023-21 and ask for a second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Lumpert. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's 3-0. Do we need to do separate votes directly on the amendment and then on the recommendation? I'm sorry, I kind of rolled that all as one.
For tonight on the floor?
No, here.
No, you're making a motion to